Right, let's talk about this. The Harley Davidson Livewire. Harley's first ever electric motorcycle. I never ever thought I would end up riding a Harley in my life, and I never thought it would be electric, but here we are looking at an electric Harley. So, let's talk about the first and biggest thing about this bike, which is the price. It costs £30,000, which is a hell of a lot for any vehicle really, especially a pleasure vehicle like this. What do you get for your 30 grand? Well, the star of the show, and probably the biggest expense, is the battery pack, which is this big finned element right there that lives in the center of the bike. The actual motor, by the way, the battery's a 15.5 kilowatt hour battery unit, which is good for a range of around 100 miles. Down here is the motor, placed low in the bike for decent weight distribution. That's around 105 horsepower, and it's good for 0 to 62 in around 3 to 3.5 seconds. So good performance. Brakes, also good. Brembos. You have dual discs, and the braking performance is actually really strong. Got discs on the back as well. So it's got the stop to match the go. In terms of how you actually ride this thing, it's actually really simple. So you just twist and go. It's a bit like riding a moped. There's no faffing around. You twist that to go. You have your brake up there. You have your foot brake down here as you do on a normal bike. But on the opposite side, there's no clutch. That's just a foot peg right there. And you get a pillion foot peg just there as well. So it's a bit like riding a moped. So deploying that 105 horsepower is pretty simple, and it does shift. Believe me, it's a rapid thing. I like the engineering on this bike. I think it looks really, really nice. I think they've done a really solid job. The handling is really, really good as well. The balance is great, and it gives you a lot of confidence to ride it quite quickly. I think the center of gravity is higher than an equivalent petrol bike, and I think that's a consequence of having, you know, a heavy battery mounted quite high up in the thing. But generally speaking, it doesn't appear to be too shy of corners. Let me show you the dashboard. So right here is your dash, and unlike most motorbikes, this is actually a touchscreen. So you can actually press it with your fingers. Is it going to listen to me? Yes, look. So you can change the ride mode between road, sport, rain, custom, and sport is obviously the most violent. And it makes a nice change to be able to use the touchscreen instead of faffing around with buttons on your controls over here. So really, really cool to see that feature. In terms of charging, well, that's a charge port under there. You can charge it up from a fast charger in 0 to 80% in around 40 minutes, or 0 to 100% in an hour, or domestic chargers will take more like around 4 hours, I believe. So for 100 miles range and then topping up again in 40 minutes isn't too bad, because, you know, you can go 100 miles and it might take you an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then after that, you know, you can sit down, have a coffee, chill out, charge up, and then go again. Decent bike. I like it. Not a big fan of Harleys, but this one I'm pretty impressed by. The only thing is, like I said, the price, £30,000 for the Harley Davidson Livewire. Is it worth the money? I mean, I'm gonna let you decide. If anyone's got 30,000 grand, 30 grand lying around, yeah, let me know. Peace.